Before I make my comments, let me remind everyone watching I voted for Barack Obama, and I think he was the best choice. Many people are claiming today is a new dawn for America. In a few ways it may be, but I believe it is actually a return to something President-elect Obama quoted last night. It is a return to President Lincoln's government of the people, by the people, for the people. As we all simply absorb the mandate set forth by our great nation, many people are lamenting our decision. I've seen a lot of comments about prayer and the will of God, and I've seen some negative comments. I hope we don't box our Creator in by thinking His will did not come to fruition, even if it wasn't exactly what we as an individual wanted. I'm not sure how one can draw that conclusion, but I do understand people's disappointment if the candidate they thought was the best choice did not get elected. Only the future will tell if the American people remain happy with their choice. I remember 8 years ago when I was highly disappointed in our selection, but the vote was cast and George W. Bush became the 43rd President of the United States of America. Many people, including myself, have quickly cast judgment upon President Bush's performance. It will be interesting 10 years from now to look back and see if our judgment, positive or negative, remains in place. Recently I traveled west to Mount Rushmore and the hills of South Dakota. On my way back home, I stopped by the Presidential Library of Herbert Hoover. It was an educational trip for me. Even today, many people blame the Great Depression on the policies of Herbert Hoover. In fact, some people place President Hoover in the category of worst presidents beside President Harding. But people overlook his intelligence and President Hoover's philanthropy. President Hoover was hailed as a heroic humanitarian in Europe after World War II, and his contributions to those in need were astounding. In fact, his humanitarian work began with the organization of volunteers to help the hungry in World War I. No, I still haven't lost my mind. I'm still disappointed in President Bush, and I cannot help but blame his administration for much of the pain felt by America today. I simply think it is time the healing began, and we look at the good we can find. John McCain would have made a great president, and I think he gave a heroic concession speech. He has given so much to our great country, and, like President Hoover, many may overlook his contributions. I hope Senator McCain continues his good work, and I hope he finds his place in the new administration. Now that he is free from the bonds that I think challenge some of the greatness of John McCain, he will return to lead the Republican Party in continuing to build one America, the United States of America. It is time for the Republican Party to heal, to look back on this occasion and reflect on the past to rebuild the future. As I have said before, this great party was born out of a divide in the Democratic Party. That divide gave birth to President Lincoln, who led this country to greatness. Both parties have redefined themselves over the years to meet the needs of Americans. The Democratic Party was once the stronghold of racists and division in our country. Today, the Democratic Party helped elect the first African American as president. The Republican Party will heal, morph, and continue to be a big part of this future. The future is not bleak. The end is not near, and our beacon of freedom still shines brightly around the world as an example to all. Now is the time to pull together. Now is the time to push ahead. Yes, we can keep America strong. Yes, we can overcome adversity. And yes, we can continue to lead the world to a brighter future. May God bless the United States of America.